Hello friends, so today we're going to discuss the problem B from the latest CodeChef contest long challenge from September. Problem name Ada matrix. So Chef Ada has a matrix with n rows and n columns containing all the integers from 1 till n square inclusive. So as you can see, there are n square blocks, so there are numbers in that matrix from 1 till n square, and then for each valid I and j, let's denote the cell in the ith row and jth column with I and j. Now Ada wants to sort the matrix in a row major order, in which for each valid I and j, she wants the cell I and j to consist this element. What this expression means that, let's assume that for the first row, I is equal to 1, and thus 1 minus 1 is equal to 0, and thus when we iterate over from like this index, this is first, second, third, fourth, so this is the first value would be 1 2 3 4. Then in the second index, this is 2 minus 1, which is 1, n is equal to 4, so 4 plus 1 2 3 4 5. So what does this mean? She actually want to sort in this manner: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 and so on, 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 and 16. That's the way she want to sort this out. Now in one operation, Ada can choose an integer L and transpose the submatrix between the row 1 and L and column 1 and L inclusive. So what does this mean? She can choose some submatrix or sub square, so that it should be of a form of square. It can be like this, because you have to take the first row, and the L can be whichever you want. So it can be like this. It can also be like this. It can also be like this. And you can have to form, you can take any of these squares and transpose this. So transpose, what does this mean? You are actually taking a mirror image of this square about its like vertical, or like actually along its diagonal. So what you have to do here is, now the initial state of the matrix is chosen in such a way that it is always possible to sort using some finite number of operations. This is the like most important line of this question, because the initial matrix is such that you can always sort this matrix out in this final state. So now you are given some matrix and you have to find out how many steps are required to output this in the following answer. Okay, so now as you can see or understand from this example, this is the initial matrix which you are given. Now if you take L equal to 2, this submatrix, and like flip this out, so this diagonal will remain at this position, but like this will flip, so this will become 2, this will become 5, this will flip, it will become 3, this will become, and as you can see, so first flipping out this matrix and then flipping out n equal to 4. So after this, flipping out the whole matrix, and now as you can see, this will become in this format. So that's the whole question first. Now how you can do? So first, because as you can see, the constraints are enough such that we have to do this in O of n, like you have to just iterate over the array once. Okay, you don't actually do an n square operation such that, because n square is less than equal to 325. Okay, now the first thing you can observe here is the diagonal elements do not change. Diagonal element do not change whenever you do a flip, so they should always be in the same or correct position. So this is this 1 6 11 and 16, they should be in the same position. Now if I flip some, and there are also some finite squares you can flip. If like there are 64, like n is equal to 64, so you can only choose that 64 squares. You can only flip like this and so on. Now because the initial state is such that you can always reach the final answer, what you can understand here is, first check what are the positions which are not correct in this. So I have taken down this example only. In this square matrix, in the original square matrix, first find out the position which are not correct. Okay, first if we match this initial matrix to the final matrix which we want to reach, first check what are the positions which are not correct. So first is correct, second is okay, third is not correct, so okay, this is odd, third is not correct, fourth is not correct, then okay, this is not correct, this is not correct, then okay, this is not correct, this is not correct, this is correct, this is not correct, okay, this is not correct, this is not correct, this is not correct. So now what you can observe here is, okay, there is some L which is forming. L is forming like here, L is forming like here. Okay, now if I take, and also as you can see, because if I just flip it out, it will come here, 4 will come here, 8 will come here, and these are the correct positions of 8. 12 will come here. So now as you can understand here, this, okay, we just need to see that this is forming an L, and because the initial state it is such that if you just flip it out, it will come into its original position. So if you flip this L, this will come to its original position. If I flip this L, it will come to this original position. Okay, so you just have to find that, okay, don't iterate over the whole array, just check out the first row. If this first element is not the correct position, then we are guaranteed that this whole L will not be the correct position. If this third or like fourth element is not correct, then I know that this L will not be correct, because it should be such that when you flip it out, it will come to its actual place. Okay, so now this is the first observation, you have to see that. Now the second observation, what you can observe here is, let's clear this out. Second observation, what you can clear this out is, if I flip, or if I take this whole matrix, if I flip this, so let's assume that if I flip this whole matrix, then this L will flip, this L will flip, this L will flip, everything will flip, every sub array will flip. So what does this mean? That if this is not correct, after choosing this whole whole square of size 4, this will get correct, this will get correct, but now this will get inverted also, because I have chosen this whole subarray na. So after this, if I choose this whole subarray, as you can see, if I invert this, this will get correct position, this will also get at correct position, but this will get incorrect position. So it will be like this: 1, 5, 2, 6, and then it will be like 4, sorry, it will be like 3, 4, and then it will be like 7, 8, 12, 11, 10, 9, 13, 14, 15, 16. So now only this subarray is bad. So now again do a flip of this only subarray, and then if you do a subarray of this flip, it will turn out to be this subarray, and that's the final answer. So you have done 2 operations. So now in this, what you can observe here is, you can actually make an array of size n and then store whether this L is correct or not. Okay, first L is always correct, so it is correct, you don't have to do any operation. Second L is correct, so you don't have to do any operation. Third L is incorrect, so you have to do some operation. Then the fourth L is incorrect, you have to do some operation. So this is the actually initial state of the array of these L's, and you can easily study these L's, and this L can up to 10 to, like, the length of this is only 64, because as you can see, it's only up to 64. Okay, now what you can do, if I actually do some O of n operation on this array also, it's fine, because the length is very small. So what I can do here is, I can take this array, I can again draw this out. This is like 1, 1, 0, 0. Iterate over from like right to left, and whenever you encountered a 1, what you will do, it's better to take a array, subarray of this whole size, because like, see, if this is incorrect, this subarray is incorrect, this L is incorrect, what you'll do, you will take an whole matrix of this size, flip this out, but if you flip this out, every other L which is before that will also get flipped. So what you'll do, you will take or iterate over from right to left, whenever you see a 1, you are doing one operation, so you will increase your total by 1, total will increase by 1, plus plus, and what you'll do, you will make this 0, and all the bits which are in front of this also flip them, so it will become 0, it will become 1, it will become 1. Then okay, now this is fine, go to the next position. This is 0, so don't have to do, because it is fine. Now this is 1, so okay, now flip all the bits ahead of this, so flip this 0, this is 0, okay, now come to this is 0, so okay, fine. So how many steps you have done? 2 steps. So that's a simple logic you can do. And if you, even if you do an O of n square, because we are doing for every bit you have to like change the state of all the other bits, because it's 64, you can do this in O of n square. I hope you understand the logic part now. Let's move on to the code part now. Also, what you can observe here is, because the last bit in this 0 and 1, this is also flipping 0 and 1, but like it can also come to a state that you will say that okay, the last bit again become 1 and it will be 0 0 0. After doing some operation it will become 1, but the last bit 1, you don't have to do some operation because it is always set. So what you will do, you will not iterate over from right to left to the last bit, because the last bit is 1 in this L. You can either remove this, like do not count this at all, but if you count this, then do not iterate over this last bit, because for this last bit it is always set. You don't have to do anything for this. Okay, for every operation you don't have to do this for the last bit. That's one like test case or like edge case you have to see. So let's move on to the code part now. First, take the input of all the elements in the matrix, and if n is equal to 1, then like because there is only one submatrix and it will always be good because you don't have to do any operation, return 0. Else what you will do, make a vector of size b, and what you will do, you will iterate over from 0 till n. Okay, and what we are actually doing, we are iterating over the first row, and we are storing whether this particular value is perfect or not, like this value is fine or not. We have to invert this L or not. If this value is fine, then we insert a 0, which means that we don't have to invert a bit. But if it's not good, we have to like push back 1. That's what we are doing here. If the iterating over the 0th row, which is the first row, if the ith position is equal to I plus 1, because the indexing is from 0, but the value storage is from I like equal to 1. So I plus 1, if they are same, we don't have to do anything because they are same. So push back 0, else push back 1. Then total is equal to 0, and then we iterate over the whole array from back to front. And then what we'll do, if at any time b of I, which will store all the bits, is equal to 1, then we will increment our total, like we have to do some operation here, and then we will actually invert all the bits from I equal to 1 till I equal to 0. And we actually do this for I equal to 0, not I less than equal to 0. We don't have to do it for 0th position, we just go do it for I greater than 0. And we will just invert all the bits from, if I minus, like for the ith bit, just move from ith bit to all the bits which are to the left of the ith bit, invert them, and increment how many total steps we have done, total inversion we have done, and then return our total. I hope you understand the logic as well as the code. If still have any doubts, please mention down. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Keep coding. Bye.